is just not that into you. I am Rebecca Behrendt, welcome to WatchWatch.com, and today I just the last festival to speak with the man behind that phrase, comedian Behrendt.
Thank you so much for inviting me to your country. It's a beautiful place. Thank you for the poutine. Jesus Christ. I have some waiting for me to come out when I can decide to go back home and eat it. It's hard because I really like it. I like it inside people.
What's like first time you started coming?
I really am a correction button with a comedian named Behrendt show. And she said, you should try stand-up. I was like, are you firing me from that loop? And I should know that I was better by myself. I forgot movies inside of me. I think you should try it. I like it. Whenever I got to it, I started cake. When I was a kid, there was nothing better than having cake. But now, you get older and feel like the cake is getting treated about cake. You know why? Because you have cell phones and it's hot. That's why I'm trying to do my storytelling style. And that was so what I was about. Do you realize that there was a time when there wasn't cake? Do you realize that there was no cake? I think there's one point a long time ago when people faced it. I don't give a damn for cake. What is this? There was no cake. And then some of the green matter. Holy shit. Why would you not eat the right when you get it in? When you saw me it? When you saw me it?
Yeah, it keeps me funny at times, and I can't do it for some reason.
Sometimes I'm able to do hard jokes where I'm fighting up on stage. The premise is going to work out for a while. The years is spent. And then he saw me out here in jail. And then I got back out. And I don't know if you like that. This game is getting on my head. There's no kind of being disciplined. But that's not a judgment at all. That's just the way it was. He was excited to put these down. And it's not going to understand. I'm not trying to say anything about how you do. Got a lot of chicks they want to try to kill him. I think the country, it's giving you enough material about their country. It just is. I want to get South Africa. The college wouldn't have to have something about South Africa. And they don't have to allow, so everything was covered. And we cracked the cake. I know it's hot. Oh my God, thank you. They're looking out for everybody. Yes. Finally, the shit. How's the song? Is it? This one. Relationships that way. I don't know about my life and I don't know about sex and I don't know about never was never the focus of my lives prior to working on Sex and the City and consulting and I was after my person asked me to be on Sex and the City. I was the opposite and I'm not there, so I should have come for you. It's just not there either. I have to ask about the origin of the phrase he's just not there. He's a shy. Conversations. I just came up with a conversation. There was a girl that was working. She was saying a dude that didn't want to put her in there. She invited him up for the event and he said, no, he likes me. And I was like, no. I know. Everybody says he's not like you. I didn't remember saying if it wasn't for Mr. John or this stuff. But the reason I put this is that she said, you said he's just ignorant to you. And I was like, well, I guess the point I'm trying to make is that he's doing all the right things to be around you. There is money. It's not that into you like the way that you want someone to be into you if you want to be in a relationship with them. And that became this very interesting part of the discussion and then we made it into an episode on Sex and the City maybe. And then this, I think there's a lot of idea that I'm on the pamphlet at best.
It's fine, I understand. You're just not welcome to me, that's okay. I get it. I've done quite a few things. And the podcast, TV, book, there's a movie from the book, etc. I'd like to see Jimmy's kind of get too creative.
I just read bars and you come through. There's opportunities that come in your way. There's shots, somebody's working on something. he says, hey, do you want to write a book idea? Do you want to write a book? And I go, all right, well, I've done it for the next couple months. I should write a book. And then someone says, how do you got a podcast? And I actually realized I'm glad I have a podcast. I'm sure that in Montreal, I do living in Montreal, so it's sort of like I sort of take what keeps coming, and then eventually, I was keeping an eye on making minutes, which is the next. I make t-shirts now, so the pants will be next. Once that's done, I'll see you to one. Talking about it, for example, making there's always something else I'm writing on the corner.